let's get started. So we are using the large flower board. Down to the thing, honey.
We're down there.
We're down there. Bye, guys. See you in a bit. Okay, so for this flower, we are going to be using row 2. Okay, we are going to be using only half of the holes on row 2. So if you look at row 2, the holes all look the same, but there's a set of holes that have the hole above on row 1. So you see that hole here, and then there's these two here. This we are not using. So what I want you guys to do right now, if you're doing it with me, is I want you to preload your zip ties into every other hole on row 2 that doesn't have this third hole. Okay? So we're going to do this one, this one, this one, this one, all the way around. We're not using these holes. Okay? So this flower doesn't require a lot of zip ties, but it does require a bit of mesh. Okay, and that's why I told you guys to get 2 rolls of mesh and not to pre-cut it, because each step of this flower is a different length. And the reason I did that is because I don't know what kind of mesh everybody's using. So if I give you the dimensions for, or the lengths for mesh, even if it's thin, it won't matter if it's thin or thick mesh. If you do it, the dimensions I'm going to tell you. I don't know if that made sense. That didn't make sense as I was saying it, but so what you're going to do right now is zip tie, preload your zip ties, every one of these holes on number 2 that doesn't have that third hole. Okay? Now, you guys, while you guys are doing that, we'll talk about the next one. The very first step is we're going to be using these holes. And then the next step that we're going to be is going to be these holes right in front of these ones. Okay? These ones right here that we're going to do, I call them a filler petal, because the daffodil has these really large spade formation petals, and they're quite large. So when I was trying to figure out how to do this, when I was playing around with the mesh, no matter how much mesh I was loading on top of each other to get the layers, you could still see through. And I found when I put a small, I call it a filler petal, into each of these holes, and then put the large petal over top, you couldn't see through the mesh anymore. And it made it nice and full, and that filler petal kept the bigger petal from flopping over and from looking too flat. Hopefully that made sense. It'll make sense as we are going and constructing this flower, okay? So a lot of thought did go into constructing this flower, I'm telling you. Okay, so we'll be using that one. And then we're going to be using these on section 4. These are going to be where the trumpet, so if you look at a daffodil, it's got kind of like a trumpet petal coming out the center. So that's what these ones are going to be. And then we're going to actually make the pistons or pistils or stamens or staminas or whatever. We're going to make them, and I'm going to glue them actually right on the board. Now, saying that, you can, if you want, you can use a styrofoam disc. You could paint it whatever color you're going to be using for the center of your flower. So if you look at the daffodil, their stamen, they're quite tall. So when we do the center, it's going to be just like last night's, but we're not going to fold the felt into 3 pieces, but it's really weird. It's hard to describe, but we are going to make it similar to what we did last night. Okay, I know, you guys are just like, just get on with it. I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, so hopefully you guys got it preloaded. Let's just put this aside because we're going to work with our mesh right now. So get your mesh. Now, hopefully you've seen my note about getting a piece of cardboard. Even just rip a pizza box or whatever. As long as it's 9 inches in length, I just get Dave to cut me these foam boards. I love using these for measuring. It just makes things a lot easier. But there's been times where I couldn't find one of these, and I'll just rip a piece off the pizza box and make sure it's cut 9 inches long. And I just use it as a measuring tool. And it's really good to have this measuring tool because each petal, so each one of these sections that we're going to do is going to be a totally different petal, but it's all going to be within 9-inch increments. So, saying that. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take your mesh and you're going to take your piece of cardboard, and our first petal that we're going to do is going to be 18 inches. Okay? So, to make 18 inches, and we're going to do 8 of them. So, what I do, they don't cut their mesh very straight to begin with, but that's okay. I just fold it over. Now, I'm going to be using my electric scissors, so don't get scared. They are loud. These are my second pair because my first pair died, and these guys are a little bit louder than my other ones. I don't like these ones as much, but they do the job. They're just not my old faithfuls. Yeah, that's why I said pizza boxes. We have pizza boxes in the recycling constantly. So we're going to cut this at 18 inches. So we folded it over. So when I unfold it, I'm going to have a long piece at 18 inches. So I'm just cutting up the side like that. So we have a big, long 18-inch piece. Okay, so if you don't have electric scissors, well, not a lot of people do, although they are in my Lori's Tools list. So if you want to get them from Amazon, just go click on the link. If you just have the rotary cutter, wherever mine is, there it is, you can also just as easy go up like this. Okay, we need 8 18-inch pieces. If you have a large mat in front of you, it's just as easy as well to cut your 18 inches right here. But when we get to the larger petals, you're going to need like a 36-inch piece, and that's where this comes in nice and handy because my mat is not even 36 inches. 18-inch pieces. We are cutting 8 of them. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 4 more. And they don't have to be perfect, like just get an 18-inch piece. Because this petal that we're going to be doing right now, you're not even going to see it. It is going to be hidden underneath the actual big petal that makes the daffodil. Somebody called me a genius, or a crafting genius today. I said, I think I'm more like a mad scientist. Trying all different things all the time. All right, do I have 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, I can't even count. And 1 more. 18. Get out of the way. All right, now we have 18-inch pieces. So this petal that I'm going to be doing right now, if you watched last night's tutorial, it's going to be just like last night's tutorial. The last night's petal, pardon me. Okay, except we are going to fold it over. So you're going to take your 18-inch piece. Hopefully you guys can see this. Maybe I should put my mat over. If I put my mat over, you might be able, yeah, you can probably see the yellow better. Okay. So you got your 18-inch piece, and you're going to fold it in half. What? Insane creakers. And I'm the mad scientist. That goes with the theme of our insane asylum. Welcome to the asylum. Yeah. Okay, so we're folding this in half, and again, remember, you're not going to see this petal. It's just a filler petal, I call it. Okay, so fold it in half. Try and get it to be at least kind of close to being equal. All right, put it in a diamond. You're going to take your top corner and you're going to bring your corner down, just like yesterday's. Okay, you're going to take this one and bring it over. I'm going to take this one and bring it over. This is our filler petal. So when we make our big petal, this kind of keeps the big petal upright, or not flopping over, and full so you can't see the board. So now you're just going to take your tail and put it through your zip tie. Now for this one, it doesn't matter if you have seam up, seam down. Actually, I'll just do seam down. Like I said, you really won't see this petal. But it's going to keep, as you can see how it's puffing up. So when we put this big petal on top, it's going to give it some leverage, okay? So, and I'm going to cut this down because we are going to use these holes right in front of it, okay? So again, I'll do it again. I'm going to take this, snip this off. Oh, I didn't bring my little container for garbage. Honey, can you grab me a little container so I can throw my... All right, let's do this again. All right, we got an 18-inch piece. We're going to fold it in half. I meant a little container like put in front of me, not a big box. Do you not listen to instructions? It's going to kill me today. My back's so bad today. He's pretty much had to be my boy. I was going to say another B word. A bowl will be just fine, honey. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
It's only this week I'm being nice. At the end of this week.
Oh, are you going to let loose next week? Are they in for trouble?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are in for trouble next week. Dave's got his jokes on par and everything. All right. Bring this down. Swing it to the side. I'm going to bring this one over. This one over. And then we're going to scrunch it. I'm not worrying too much if it's pointy or not. Like I said again, you're not going to see this petal. Zip it in. Cut this off. And then just trim this a bit. Do we have any, yeah, you can fold two together. If you've already pre-cut them, hopefully you didn't pre-cut all of them.
So the petals are just like the last night?
Just these ones. This row 2, yes. We're doing like last night's. And these are our filler. Like I said, you're not going to see this petal. But it's going to help prop up the main petal and give it coverage so you don't, so it doesn't go flat and you don't see the board. Okay. What a pretty mesh, eh? I don't know if you can actually even see it. Yeah, I guess you can see it pretty good on the thing. This would have made a nice, what was it called? Gerber? It's not, you don't.
Gerbera.
No, you don't say the A, remember?
That's not what it did on dictionary.com.
Dictionary.com. We actually, after the live, we went online to see what it was actually called. And it is called a Gerbera.
Gerbera.
Gerbera. Somebody said it's just Gerber. It's not, like, you don't say the A. I don't know. I say everything wrong.
I tried to order a train last night and got a card block for ordering in Canada. What?
What?
I don't know why that would be.
I don't know why either. Our website is American. The IP and everything is American, so I'm not sure. Who said that? Whoever said that, can you send us a PM so I can look into it in the morning?
Angela Campbell.
Oh, because I don't know why that would happen, because Ours is an American site, so, and it's Shopify that we use, so it's not like it's an unknown web platform. Okay.
No, we looked it up on dictionary.com.
We looked it up on dictionary.com. You know, if it's on the internet, it's true. That's how it is. Right, babe?
Right.
If it's on Facebook, it's true. Dave tells me all the time. If you see it on Facebook, it's got to be a true story. We're only kidding, though. Okay, my hands, my everything is sore today. I'm having a terrible back day. I couldn't even go into the office today. I'm lucky I even got a shower in today. And does everybody love my shirt? Crafters Convention, June. Get your tickets at watermansloft.com. And they put, if I don't know if you guys heard as well, that Wreath Makers Live has more tickets. Only for a couple days though. And the Rochester, New York convention, I only know about it because I've been asked to be a speaker, but no, not too many people know about it yet because a lot of the info hasn't been put out there. They are doing the announcement, and the website and all that stuff will be Sunday, I think they said. So, I know a lot of peeps that are going to be going to the Rochester one. Because I know, like, a lot of my Canadian peeps. Somebody said they're coming from Ottawa.
Michelle Delmet was just asking about that one.
Yeah, I don't know any information, Michelle, really, at all. I know it's September 14th and 15th. I know it's in Rochester, and that's pretty much all I know. I know I'm speaking, Scott Waterman's speaking. I don't even know who else was the speaker. I just know about Scott because I was watching his live yesterday after my live, and he was talking about it. And I'm like, hey, I'm speaking at that one too. So, other than that, I don't really know who else is coming. But I'm sure it'll be fun. So, my Canada peeps, Rochester's not far from here, you know. It's only a couple hours. Well, from where I am. And I think Monk is flying in. But is Monkey on here?
I haven't seen her yet.
And I think Debbie, my friend Debbie from Kentucky, she is, I think, coming. One more. Who is putting it together? The one lady's name is Pearl, because that's the one who invited me. And other than that, again, I really don't know a lot of information. They will be posting all of that stuff on Sunday. So when I know, you guys don't know.
Mrs. Monkey's not on.
No, she's not. I know she's been working a lot, so.
A few people saying that the first time they use their card, it's saying out of country and they'll get it declined.
Really?
And then they have to call their bank and get it fixed up.
Huh.
Weird.
Can you write that down so I can, or remember, honey, so I can get Tanya to look into that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that was happening. Because that is the first I've heard of it. All right, so we are done our first section. Such a shame. They're so pretty. You don't really want to cover them up. Alrighty, we're done. A quarter of it. Nice neat back. Alright, so our next section we are going to be doing is section 3. So let's preload. Hopefully, is there anybody, I need to ask, is there anybody actually making the daffodil with me? I know Patsy is. Because if I'm going too fast, oh, hi, Tanya Louise. Tanya's on there. Tanya.
Oh,
Some people are having problems. They're saying the credit card is out of country or something. Can we look into that tomorrow? They have to call their banks or something, and then, I don't know. It's somewhere in the comments. So if you can remember, maybe we'll look into that tomorrow. Get Shopify on that and see why. I'm in South Carolina. Oh, sorry, Tammy. I did try, I put on the directions. I didn't put that to cut them or anything, so. My zip ties, I have two different sizes here. My one is this one's 6.5 inches, and this one's 9 inches. And I use both because they're actually both the same thickness, so they're 18 pounds. So I have two sizes because I have two manufacturers that I buy it from. So when one manufacturer is sold out, I go to the other one, buy them out, and by the time I get through all those ones, the other manufacturer is back in stock. So they're usually 6.5 to 9. So, all right, let's preload section 3, or circumference 3, or circle 3. Now this is an easy petal as well, but this is like what makes the actual daffodil. Because it's this big petal that looks like a stingray. It reminds me of a stingray when I make it. My credit card fraud department from my bank actually called me to verify I was purchasing. That is really weird.
yeah.
I'm not sure why that would happen.
Maybe it's just at the bank.
It might be just your bank, yeah. We'll look into it tomorrow, but we've had not one leak or problem or anything. Shopify is very, very secure. Maybe they're too secure, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so we've preloaded these 8. All right, so we're going to put this to the side because we're going to cut our mesh again. Okay, so this next mesh we're going to do is going to be 36 inches long. So this is where this comes in handy because, pardon, hon?
Oh, this is Margaret says if you try going through PayPal, we take PayPal.
Yeah, PayPal, we never really have a problem with PayPal, I don't think.
No.
Oh, the safety fee. I don't know why it would be out of country because, like I said, we were with Shopify and we use an American site. So, because we are starting a Canadian site, but that's, you know, the Americans really won't be able. I don't think the Americans will be able to order from it.
No, you won't be able to.
Yeah, no, you'd have to have a Canadian address. Okay, so we're gonna do it 36 inches long. So we are going to flip this 4 times, and we want one uniform piece. So if you've already cut your mesh, pile 4 pieces on top of each other and try to get them as uniform as possible to make it look like one petal. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit more care of doing this one.
Okay. I'll order from them or order so much. My husband does like own stock from them.
Yes, thank you. We'll have a drink for you on our cruise next month, Barbara. Okay, so there's 3, 4. So I'm going to take a clothespin, and I'm going to clothespin this. So when I finish cutting it's not going to open up on me. Because then I'll have mesh, big, huge piece of mesh everywhere. I'm just going to use this. My electric scissors scare people.
I don't know if you mentioned when you were talking about Amazon being almost out, that Trendy Trio have theirs.
Yeah, I did mention it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so Dave was saying Amazon probably will be sold out by the end of tonight.
There's 7 left.
Oh, is there 7? There's 7 packs left on Amazon. So if you were thinking of getting them on Amazon, get them now. We are sending more out, but Trendy Trio should have theirs any day. So they'll have some too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm trying to make it one cohesive piece because we want the thickness, because the mesh is see-through, pardon me, you wouldn't be able to use just one piece. You'd definitely see it through the board because I'll show you in a second what I mean, because we're going to be making this piece look like a spade, like a shovel spade. Okay, so I've just put clothespins, and that's why I think I put clothespins on the supply list, just on the end here to keep that edge closed for me so I can match up my pieces as best I can. So I'm just trying to match up the edges here and flatten, because the more cohesive this piece looks, the better your flower will look. So it looks pretty good here. It's not too bad. I got the edges are all matched up, so it looks like one piece. Okay, so this is there's a double, with the 4 pieces, there's a double folded side. Now you won't have that if you're using 4 pieces on top of each other. This is why I like to do the double fold, because then I won't see any frays, because this top where this double folded is going to be the top of my petal. So I'm not going to see any frays. So I'm sorry if you cut your mesh already.
Can you show the board real quick? Somebody's looking to preload the both.
Oh, okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to preload section number 2, circumference 2, and you're going to preload them every other hole, but you're using the section of holes that doesn't have the 3 hole, this L-shaped hole thing, you know, 1, 2, 3. You're using these ones. And then on section 3, we have preloaded the 8. So that's where we are right now. Okay. So there's my piece. So I'm just going to put that aside. Actually, I have my little bookend things. I'm going to put that aside, and I'm just going to put my bookends on it. So I'm going to keep it nice and flat. And I'm going to cut another piece. Okay. I start out so nice and neat, and then by the end of the night, I'm the messiest crafter in the world, I think. Okay, so we're going to flip it again 4 times. So that's 2. So 1, 2 pieces there. Make sure it kind of matches up. 2, 3, and 1 more. 4. So I said there's not a lot to this flower, but there is a lot of mesh used. Okay, then I'm going to close pin again, just to hold it in place. Okay, clothespins, my best friends. Put my water so I can cut this, and I'm going to cut up just like that. Okay, I'm going to take this out if I can. I have to loosen this. I'm going to put this back. You take the clothespin off, and then it bounces and back and does whatever it wants. Deco mesh is not very friendly. It's not user friendly. It doesn't behave like it's supposed to. I need to be the mesh whisperer. What's that dog trainer's name? What? oh yes, Caesar Milan or whatever. That's me in the mesh world. I'm the mesh whisperer. What did you say? Okay. So I got 2 here. So I'm going to start with these 2, just so I can get you guys going here. Oh God, these are so heavy. They're just bookends, but they're solid glass.
And just like that, we got 3 left.
We got what?
3 left.
3 left? 3 left. Going once. I can't believe how fast those sold. Oh my gosh, we sent so many to Amazon. We thought, okay, we're good for 6 months. No. We were good for 1.5 months.
9 since we started this live.
What's that, hon?
9 have been ordered since we started the live.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm just going to try and move this out of the way so you guys can see what's going on here. Move the bookends. Okay, so you can see I have a nice flat piece. So, like I said, the curved part here that's doubled, that is going to be the top of my petal. Now I'm going to just kind of turn it to the side. So again, still remembering this is the top of my petal. I'm going to put a clothespin up there to keep it.
I was asking how much you would sell these for.
This one?
She's up in Alberta.
Oh. I'm not too sure. Because it depends how much it costs you to buy the mesh. And if you're in Alberta, I don't know what you pay for mesh out there. So I really can't, I really just can't give a number like that. We were talking about this the other day, and if you times your cost by 2.5 to 3, so if you add up whatever it costs for your supplies, and then times that by 2.5 or 3, you know, if you're a more veteran wreath maker, is that a politically nice way to say things? If you're a really good wreath maker, you definitely going to start by 3s. Okay? If you're you're just starting out wreath maker and you just like to get, you know, your feet wet and, you know, get some sold under your belt, do about 2.5. Because we were talking about, I can't remember who I was talking about this today. You kind of, you know, when I first started wreathing, I still remember my very first wreath. And I don't know where it went, but I can still remember it. And I was so proud of it. And I seen a picture of it not too long ago, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I was trying to sell this stuff. So I think that's a good rule of thumb. If you're a veteran wreath maker, times your thing by 3. If you're just starting out and you want some sales under your belt and you're kind of practicing and you use those people as guinea pigs, do it 2.5. What?
Jan says, what the heck did I hit? I'm gluing and cutting my middles.
What is she doing?
I don't know.
Jan, I can't come through the camera, honey. You're going to have to figure it out. Anyways, okay, so this is my top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to like a corner diamond here. Okay? And I'm going to go and I'm going to pinch up the opposite corner of the top of my petal. So you know how I said this was the top of my petal? Because it's got those 2 folded and I won't see any fray. This is going to be the bottom of the petal. And do you see how it looks like a stingray? This is what I was talking about. Now, my mesh, for some reason, is 10.5 inches long. Normally, mesh is only 10 inches long, okay? Mine's 10.5. So I usually, you know, when you're doing this, your tail normally should be about 3 to 4 inches long that we're going to stick in here. Mine's going to be a little bit longer because my mesh is longer, and I don't want this. I don't want too huge of a petal. So this is what your main petal is going to look like, a big old stingray.
And we're sold out.
We're sold out. We're sold out, guys. Sorry. We have more on Amazon coming, I promise. Amazon's a funny thing. We have to send them to all different hubs all over the United States. It's just really weird.
But it was weird because we sat there for a few months with them hardly selling at all.
Well, we've only started selling them in December, honey. All right, so now I am sticking this big stingray tail into the zip tie. Now, I'm not sure how far I'm going to have to go in with this. But as you can see, hopefully you can see, this is why we put that filler petal underneath, because it keeps this big ginormous petal up top and not so flat down. Do you see how it's kind of poofing it out? And when you look through it, you don't see the board, and you don't see, really through it. All right, so I'm going to pull it through so each corner, this corner and this corner, is kind of just about sitting on the board. Because eventually, when we're done all these big petals, we are going to just put a little hot glue on the board and to tack the corners down so they stay in place. Okay, and then you're going to zip this up. Again, I have no idea how I came up with this, just staring at an actual daffodil picture and playing with mesh. That's all. I'm an evil scientist. That's what I call myself. All right, so that's the first petal. And we're definitely going to cut this big sucker off. Okay? All right. And I'm going to just show you what I'm going to do before I get all this completely in a big whole mess that you guys won't be able to see. Now, I did mention to you that we are going to glue. Actually, I could probably do it now. Maybe I will. We're going to glue these corner pieces down to the board so it gives it some more stability. But what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to kind of fold it in and fold this one in just a little bit. And it, again, gives this petal a little bit of a lift. Okay, so it's not so flat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you it right now. I know you probably don't have your glue gun plugged in, so you can do this after you put your big petals on, but I'm going to show you now while I don't have a big, huge mess here. So you're just going to put a little dab of glue on your board. I'm going to take this petal and I'm just going to fold it in a little bit, just like that. So that corner is inside there. Because when I put this one on, it's going to butt up against this one. I know it's really hard to explain. So this is a flower where you pretty much want to maybe watch the tutorial before doing it. I need an extension cord. All right, and I'm going to do the same for this side. So just put a dab of glue, even just on the line of circumference 1, fold that corner in, and then press down without burning yourself. I don't even know, there's my little finger. Just hold it down. All right, that's our first petal. Now, if it's not behaving, and like I said, we want it to make it one cohesive piece, you can put it together, make sure. There we go. So it looks like one piece. And while you're scrunching it there, just put a little tiny glue. Yes, it does. Okay, there. Now I made it behave. Okay, so can you see how it's kind of, oh, this one didn't behave though. It's kind of poofed up a little bit and it's not so flat. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do this one. Okay, again, this is going to be my top because this is where the folded corners are. I'm going to put a clothespin to hold that tight. Okay, I'm turning it to the side, and then I'm going to scrunch down at the bottom about 4 inches. So I'm working on my cutting mat so I can see. And I'm going to stick the stingray tail into this zip tie. And again, mine is really long because it is 10.5 inches. So you will, if you're only using 10-inch mesh, you won't need to put this much of a tail in. Cut that off. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of glue while it's already pinched together up here. Now you don't want to put too much because you will see the glue if you put too much. But I'm just putting just a teeny tiny bit just to make sure I show them these meshes who's boss. Listen to me, eh? I'm on a power trip. Oh, maybe I'll have to just keep them folded over because my mesh is so big.
Where's Sonia?
Huh?
Sonia from...
Junk Monkey?
Yeah.
I was watching her today. She was making a beautiful lamp. I have some old stuff. Maybe she can make over Dave. He's pretty old. You're vintage. Right, honey?
That wasn't nice.
She makes over vintage stuff. Alright. I'm thinking these might be too big. Yeah, this 10 and a half is just like throwing me right off. I'm just going to move this down a bit. I'm not liking how big it is. But I'm going to put a zip or clothespin so it doesn't all come apart on me. I'm going to try and move this down just a bit. I think it was just a little bit too big for me.
It made her hubby laugh.
What's that?
It made her hubby laugh.
Oh, well, he's hung over anyways. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Matt! I'm not singing. Scott would probably sing.
No,
We don't sing at Unique in the Creek.
sunflower, no, it's a daffodil.
No, this is a daffodil. Trying to be a daffodil. There we go. Except my mesh totally threw me off here. There. Yeah, I think a little bit shorter. At least I didn't get through all the way through the flower and decide, okay, it was too long. All right, I'm going to fix this one too. It's too big. Forgot I glued this one to the board. Oh, there we go.
Is it still necessary to use the 18 pounds if you're using them in the front?
Yes.
You still need the 18 pounds?
Yes, because the next size up, the heads are just way too big. You don't see the heads on these because they are so small. You start using bigger ones, you're going to see it through your mesh.
Even though you're at the front?
Even though you're at the front. Yeah, because you'll see it through your mesh.
Okay.
And it costs more money. Like, they're more expensive.
What about
Like, you can use them. I'm not saying you can't use them.
What about smaller then? They break?
Smaller? So I'm using 6.5 right here, and you
No,
can...
I mean poundage wise.
Oh, poundage. I don't think there is smaller.
Okay.
18 is the smallest. Okay, this is much more... I'm much more happy with this size. Let me see exactly how big this actually is. Okay, so from the zip tie to the top of the flower, 10 inches. Okay, so this from the zip tie to the tip is 10 inches. So that's a good thing to remember. So my petal is 10 inches big. There we go. Much better. I'm good now. Hi, Bubba. How was school? Nice talking to you. Oh my gosh, is it 9 o'clock already?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna cut some more mesh. We're almost done one roll. See, I told you it takes a lot of mesh. Okay, so we're doing 36 again. So 4 flips. So there's 1, 2. Well, that's 3 flips. 1, 2, 3. Line this all up before I take everything out. Do you want to tell a joke, honey?
No.
Is it driving you nuts? You can
No.
tell a joke. You can tell a joke on this one.
No.
Because I'm concentrating.
No. Next week.
Next. That's a way to make people come back. Okay.
Or not.
Or not, yeah. Okay. There's another piece. Another 36-inch. Oh, shoot. I didn't take my thing out. I need my tool. There we go. Now you can go and cut them 36 and then put them aside. I just find it easier to cut it, a couple of them, and then do them. Because we want to keep making sure the mesh is nicely lined up. So it looks like one piece. Okay, so we got 1,
What are the blue things?
2, 3. Pardon me?
What are the blue things?
Oh, they're book ends to hold books. Lolly got them for Christmas. And she really doesn't have any books. All her books are on her phone or computer and stuff, so I said, oh, they'll be good to hold mesh. Thinking like the true crafter I am. And they are. They're nice and heavy. But anything that you have that has a little bit of weight to it is fine. Okay, there's another one. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to put these 2 in. So this time I'm going to try and measure the flower, the actual petal, to 10 inches and pinch it off there. So this is my tip of the flower. Still going to put a little bit of glue to hold them together.
We got zip ties on the website, don't we?
I think there's still zip ties there, yeah. I try and keep them in stock as much as I can. Like I said, I have 2 manufacturers I get them from. And sometimes I usually buy them right out and then hope the next manufacturer has more in stock. Okay, so this is the tip. So we want that at 10 inches. So I'm going to start pinching right there. And that way we have a 10-inch petal. I'm going to put this through here. Probably can cut it. I don't want to let go though. Right to where your finger was. Yep, that worked out well. So if you measure your petal to the tip is at the 10, you'll be good to go. next one. Next. So this is one of, I wouldn't say these are hard. It's just more of the, not the more, yeah, I guess the more difficult ones, because it is 3 different petals. And as you can see, it's a pain in the butt. But gosh, at the end it makes such a beautiful flower. So it is worth it. Okay, so there is my corner, or where I'm, my tip. So I'm going to put that at 10. And then I'm going to scrunch along the one here. Oh, I should have put glue on that. Oh well. Let me see if I can cut some of this off before I try and stick it in. Might be easier. I just hate to let go. If I let go, I'll lose my mark. So as you guys can see it starting to form this big daffodil petal?
Hate Margaret.
Pardon?
If you hate Margaret.
What's she doing?
Ollie funny.
Oh, is she Ollie funny? How do I possibly, I work in this tiny small area, how do I keep losing, I lose everything. Something wrong with me. Okay. This flower is the worst flower to have a bad back day. Oh, look at where I was looking for my needle nose. Okay, this is like how Lori works. Her needle nose pliers are in her mesh. Did anybody know that? Menards has anything you can get in bag, including them 20 off, found 4,000. 4,000 zip ties for $10? Is that what she's saying? That's awesome. You know what? I'm going to use the new roll because I want a flat petal, and we are getting to the really curly part of the mesh. I can use this more for the trumpet part, but I want my big petal flat, so I'm going to open another roll. We're going to use not quite 2 rolls, but...
Is the video still up for using the old board and back though, isn't it?
Yep, still on. It's on YouTube. If you go onto our YouTube channel, go under flower tutorials. Tanya's got them all categorized nicely in the library there, and you will see the big yellow daffodil, and that's the old board. Now, by the old board, somebody asked me that today, and I thought, maybe people don't actually know. We stopped making the old board in mid-October. So, if you've ordered past mid-October, you got the new plastic board. So it's not really too new, but there are some people that still had, you know, the procrastinators that didn't do anything with them yet.
We don't sell the old boards.
No, we don't sell the old boards anymore. No, we actually have a factory that makes them for us now. We couldn't possibly, we were talking about that the other day, weren't we, hon? Imagine if we were still actually making all these ourselves. It would be impossible. Impossible. Like literally we sold almost 1,000 just on Amazon in a week. So Dave would be out there 24/7.
Order boards called, can't find them on. You just go under Unique in the Creek, but they're sold out right now.
Oh, on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
On Amazon, you just type in Unique in the Creek and they'll come up. The only problem is the flower one is now sold out. But they will be getting more in stock. We are shipping them to them. Well, it's all, the paperwork's all being done as we speak, so.
Will Dave make some old boards? No, Dave will not.
No, Dave will not. He's been there, done that. That's what we have the new boards.
It's a million issues in Canada to work out. I don't know.
Just the what?
It's the post office, it's never worked out.
What, honey?
Mailing issues in Canada worked out.
I don't think they're on strike anymore.
No.
They're not on strike anymore, but
I've never known a post office anywhere to be worked out.
post offices in general, yeah. You know, I shouldn't diss them because they eventually they will get to you. But and it's all going up again. Did you guys read all that? The stamps and shipping and everything is all going up more in price. Like we don't pay enough. Good God. And I think it's definitely the shopping industry because everything is just online now. So you know the post offices and delivery things, they can do what they want now. They've got a monopoly on it. So, and people have to use them. So that's what they do. They just keep upping the price. All right. How many more do we have of this? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to cut these 3. So 1, 2, 3. I think these are one of the flowers maybe I'll get Isabel to work on. Get her magic touch. She comes up with the coolest things. Every day she's messaging me with a new idea she has. And it just, every day, I'm like, my mind is blown. I said to Dave, when we become really big, Isabel's going to be our, like, technical, what is it, technical, artistic, creative support. And I'm talking about Isabel from Sparkles in Atlanta. She's so creative. Okay. So if you guys want to join me for breakfast, I should be done this flower by then. A long one. Well, this time they want us to ship to 3 different hubs. Last time it was like 5 different hubs. So, I think when we shipped the last batch, by the time we shipped them and they were on Amazon, it was only like a couple days, right, hon?
Yeah, it's probably frozen.
Pardon me?
It's frozen.
I'm frozen. Oh my gosh. Is Bubba watching,
Oh, you're back.
Depends what's for breakfast. I don't know, Dave, what's for breakfast?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Cheerios.
Cheerios? Nobody wants Cheerios.
Yeah, I know it was freezing during it.
Bubba's home. He's probably gaming. Bubba, are you gaming? Well, clothespins are everywhere. Stop it. One more of this nonsense.
I went to Home Depot and was greeted by a young man and said, "Welcome to Home Depot." Sandy, the boards are $5 to $40 for the...
No, that's the character board. The character board, they're still on Amazon. They're not sold out. The flower one is sold out.
They're 45.
Probably because I'm doing Flower Week.
And they're 45.
And they're 45. But there's no tax and there's no shipping. Well, I guess if you have Amazon Prime. I never even thought of that. If you don't have Amazon Prime, do you have to pay for shipping, honey? I can't remember. We have Amazon Prime, so I don't know. But anyways, they will be on there soon. But like I said, Trendy Tree should have theirs up shortly, and we have lots of stock in the warehouse. What?
MJ said at Home Depot, the man said walking Home Depot, he asked me what it is that your husband want you to get, and do you have a list?
Is that a joke or for real?
No.
Seriously, MJ? Oh my God. I don't know if I would have took offense to that one. I would have said, no, my husband's home doing dishes and feeding the kids. I'm building the deck. That would have probably threw him for a loop. All right. Let's get this one finished. I'm scared to let go of any of these if they're going to open.
Are you going to do uniforms soon?
I will be doing unicorn. And we're getting to the horses. Probably going to be more into the horses towards Marchish because Kentucky Derby is May, so I'll get you guys started on all the horses and stuff. Somebody posted a beautiful horse in the Unique Wreath Creators and Workshops. It was beautiful. It was a black one. Did you see it, hon?
Yep.
With that mane, it was gorgeous. So I don't know if you guys thought about this, of those that do the whole Kentucky Derby thing and everything, but you know how they do big flower hats and the bigger the better? So can you imagine a hat made with one of our boards? That is a ginormous flower. That would be an awesome flower hat. Just saying. I won't make one. You guys can be creative because, you know, people would think I'm insane wearing a hat around here like that, but I watch TV and I see those hats, how big they are. They would be really cool.
Yeah.
For a rose. A rose, make one of the big roses out of a hat.
I lost it. Hold on. I lost it. I make a lot of wild things. I know management said repeat to your boss what you asked me. I would have loved to have been there for that one.
I would have been like super offended, I think. I think I'm at Home Depot more than Dave. No, not really. Well, maybe. I know when I was doing workshops. I was there all the time. So I'm making that spade 12 inches. Or it looks more like a stingray. And we know that up close because we went swimming with the stingrays, eh, honey? Dave kissed a stingray.
That was just weird.
He got his big old lips around that stingray's lips. Eh, babe?
It's just weird.
I love them. We were snorkeling with them. I was chasing around the baby ones at the bottom of the water, and it was so much fun. Oh boy, last one.
Deanna made the horse on the page.
Oh, Deanna made it. Okay, beautiful, gorgeous work. And do you want to share what you used for the mane? Because that mane is absolutely stunning. I think it was wool, but I couldn't even tell myself.
Are they unique wreath makers, your group? Yeah, unique wreath makers and...
Oh, that's
What's
cool.
the name of the group again? I keep
Unique Wreath Creators and Workshops, I believe.
Yeah, unique wreath creators and workshops.
Yeah, I had to refold this one because I pinched the wrong side. Good thing I didn't cut it.
47 years, and that was a first for me. I can't even imagine what was going through the kid's head to actually say that.
Oh, it was a kid?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I thought it wasn't. Oh yeah, I think she said it was.
The main was bee yarn.
The main was bee yarn gilt eyelash. Oh. I'm not up on my yarns, but I'll have to look that one up because that was really pretty. Oh. We are done this part. We are not done the flower.
For those of you that joined us on, like, what was it, New Year's, do you think this would be a good one to make on New Year's?
No. Especially when I'm drinking champagne. Okay. Just trimming this up a bit. There we go. So now you're going to want to go and we're going to fold these over a bit. Or should I just leave them? You know what, I'm just going to leave it for now.
Wow, tough loss.
Huh?
She got her purchase for free and the kid was giving his walking papers to no pay.
Really? Oh, that would make me feel really bad. I would feel really bad. Okay, so now we're going to work on the trumpet. And the trumpet is going to be 27 inches. Okay, let me clean up all this mess. Dave gave me a little bowl. I could have used a box. Look at all the stuff overflowing the bowl. God, what kind of help are you?
No.
I know. Okay, we're doing the trumpet now, and it's going to be 27 inches. So, 9, 18, 27. Okay, so again, we're going to try and keep this as one piece. Now, I was thinking about using, even though I hate it, poly burlap because it's thicker, but it's not pliable and it won't give it that layered look like I'm for the trumpet. And same with fabric mesh. I don't think fabric mesh will be stiff enough for these petals. I think they might flop over. You could try it because somebody asked me today about using fabric mesh, and I can't say yay or nay because I've never used it. I was just thinking that it's probably not the greatest because it will flop over. Okay, so we got 27-inch piece, and this is going to be like the top of the trumpet. So this finished edge. Okay, and we're going to go, now I have 10.5-inch mesh again. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do about, so 10.5, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up about 4 inches and grab and bring to the center. Okay, now it looks very odd. This is going to be our petal for the trumpet. So I'm going to clip it here because I have to preload my zip ties, but I'm going to preload them a little different. I'm going to show you right now. So now we're going to be using section number 4. Okay, and I'm not going to zip them up. What I'm going to do is just load them and have them left open, and I'm going to close them as I put the petal in. It's just easier to do it like this so you're not fishing around for the holes amongst all the mesh. So just go around and preload all the ones on section 4. Hope this is going to be full enough. Should be. This mesh is pretty thick. like I said at the beginning, this flower took me a good 3 or 4 days to come up with. And lots of swearing. Do you remember this flower, hun, when I was making it?
Yeah.
It was not fun. Okay, so we have them open and preloaded. I'm going to take this piece that I did. So what I did is it's a piece that's 27 inches. So you'll see 3 sections of it. I'm going to take this clip off. And what we're going to do is we're going to zip tie right where I'm pinching. This smaller piece is going to go towards the outside. And we're going to zip tie it on. Now, figure out which end is where. Okay, and you'll see when I'm done why I do it outwards. Because once we put all this on and then put the center in, all this gets kind of pushed back, and then we'll fluff these open, and it'll all work, I promise. So you kind of have to decide how long you want it. Like I said, I think I did this tail part here about 4 inches, right here. So this is about 6 inches tall. Okay, so I'm going to cut the rest of my mesh. Sorry, I'm not even looking at the comments today. I know, Jan. I don't know how I come up with these things either. This one was almost ditched, but I'm not one of those type of people to give up. So it was not going to have, I was making a daffodil flower. Okay, so there's one. Let's put these aside. These you don't have to be too neat with like we did with these ones, because once you start putting a whole bunch of these in, they all start to look like 1, 2, 3, you want 27. They all start to look, they all join together in that. You can't really see one from the other. Two. Yeah, I'm wondering if that, she was on, I was talking to her earlier, but her patient that she's had for a while is very sick, so. I can't wait to get to the center.
Watch your fingers. Margaret said watch your fingers.
With what? All these.
When you're cutting.
Do you guys think I'm going to cut my finger off?
Okay.
Yeah.
How many are you making?
Oh, 8. Well, 7. I already put 1 in, so I'm making 7. The most important part is done, is these petals. And then once we get everything together, we can go around and glue those petals in. There, is that making everybody feel better? If I cut this way.
You need an assistant to help you cut stuff too. No.
I usually pre-cut everything, but because I was doing this tutorial, I wanted to show you guys exactly how it's made. Well, and yes, this is one of the
So on your plate,
little harder flowers, and it's kind of tedious.
so on your side it's all new boards. How do you answer that?
Pardon me?
Huh?
The flower, the only boards that are wood still currently are the tree, the small flower, and the horse. And Dave still makes those with our very large machine. But the tree will be in plastic. We're in talks and getting the mold made. Hopefully they'll be in plastic by March. What was that, hon?
I was just gonna say we're supposed to be seeing it with the plastic.
Yeah. But I'm not too, if I get it by March, I'll be happy because the tree is going to be good. Well, everybody's starting to make carrots already. So carrots and ice cream cone and watermelon slice. What else for summer do we have? There was a whole list of stuff I was going to do with the tree. The tree. So the watermelon slice will be really cool. So you guys can picture it probably, a couple rows of dark green, a couple rows of light green, red to make all the triangle, and then you put some, you can even put a sign in there. And, uh-oh, I ran out of clothespins. All right. Little black, I guess you can use felt, or I think Isabel used little round wood circle things and painted them black. She made the cutest watermelon. She made it on a flower board that she cut in half. Like, how ingenious is that? Okay. So I'm going about here. So again, this is about 4 inches. Get my board. And then you're just going to stick it in. So you're sticking it in with the smaller piece going towards the outside, okay?
Jeannie, it would be my honor to sign your tree. Jeannie's my #1 fan.
Yeah, but she travels all the time. We're never going to see her.
I think we should go on a cruise with Jeannie.
Jeannie, we're coming on a cruise with you. Maybe she could come on the cruise with us. We're going in February. When do we leave, hon? Less than a month?
We only go Caribbean. She goes European.
We can go European. I forgot my mesh is 10.5 inches. Oh, dang.
The foam board you're using is 9 inches.
What's that?
What size is the foam board you're using? The 9-inch stuff.
The foam board?
The
Oh, yes. My cutting piece, it's just you can use cardboard. It's just 9 inches. Because I just have a habit with 9-inch everything. I don't know. Like I said, we have, usually it's 40 pieces or 40 petals for a flower. And the 40 cut at 9 inches uses 1 roll of mesh. And that's where I came up with the 9 inches all the time. So I just keep that as a habit. So you can cut this as whatever you want. I have to fix this one piece because I forgot this stupid mesh is 10.5 inches, so it's kind of long.
Are you guys going to do a live on your own? It's Lori. What do you think?
Of course we are. I got the internet package. Yeah. And our cruise ship, we're going on the Anthem of the Seas, guys. When you get off the live, go check out the Anthem of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. Oh my God, you guys are going to be so jelly. Hey, Lolly. Lolly's coming too.
I just watched a polar bear get bored.
Oh. Lolly's coming. Cree's coming. Mitchell's not coming. Mitchell
Yes.
has school. Poor Mitchell. But of course, I have to give him the money for the cost of the trip. That was the deal. So whatever I paid for the trip for the girls, I have to give him in cash. Whatever.
That was our Christmas present.
Yes. That was part of the Christmas gift. So he couldn't, well, he didn't really want to come on the cruise. If we were going to an all-inclusive, he might have come, but he's not one for sunning and swimming and all that stuff. So. But I am so excited. I'm kind of nervous too because this really is the first trip we're taking in leaving our staff in charge of like the whole business. But I will have the internet package. And we're not going too far. We're only going in the Bahamas. So I can fly back if need be. Right, honey? Yeah, no. He's so mad because I'm getting the internet package, but I'm really getting it so, well, I'm putting it on Lolly's phone too, so I can find them on the boat, even though we found out. Okay, we were so happy. I said, okay, you guys can come with us on the cruise. And when I booked the cruise, I booked mine and Dave totally separate on a separate day, everything. And then I booked Kristen and Lauren's, I think a day or two later. And the cruise ship must have recognized the same credit card because they ended up putting us next door to each other with joining rooms. And it's like, so I called the thing and they're like, oh, well, we're sold out. There's no more balcony rooms, so they have to stay there. And I'm like, no! So now I have them with joining rooms. Like, come on. Don't laugh, Lolly.
I can't wait to bug you when you guys.
I know, joining balcony, joining rooms. We don't want that, do we, lover? So anyways, when we're hiding, at least I can call Lolly and Cree and see where they are on the ship and everything, if I have internet. I know this looks like a really hot mess, and that's why I showed you guys before I started what I was doing. Because it's just this sea of, this is pretty cool already. Look at this, and I'm not done. That's a cool center, just leaving it like that, is it not? That's really cool. Huh. I'm an invention. It's an invention. Big. I did it again. I invented a new flower.
Did you?
Are you awake over there still?
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
9:35.
Oh, this one's just taking way too long. How many viewers we have? We're still, you people are still watching me? Now it's like a mission because I got to see what the, after all this, what the end result looks like. So as you can see now, starting to form, you can see where I'm going with this whole trumpet part for the middle of the daffodil. Right? Yep. See? That's why I talk to you guys when I'm crafting, because nobody here answers me. I sometimes answer myself. How many more do we have here? 2 more. We're going to crank these suckers back in a sec. I think this one, you know what, I'm going to fix this one right now because it is too long. See how easy it is to fix something when you make a mistake? I love these boards. You don't have to untwist anything, just cut it off. Okay. This one's much, I'll put it in a little bit. It's almost half, but 10-inch mesh, 10.5-inch mesh I'm using right now. So it's really thrown me off. There we go. Now, I won't forget. 2 more pieces. So, if you're doing this with me, plug your glue gun in now, because you'll need your glue gun to do the center. Well, I'm using Ollie Fun and felt. You can use deco tubing if you have, like if you're doing a white one with some yellow deco tubing, that would look really cute in the center as well. If I had orange deco tubing, I would probably use the orange. Honey, can you grab me that bag of yellow deco tubing that's actually sitting right over there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, Linda's in the UK, 2:35 in the morning. There's dedication for you.
Wow, thank you, Linda. She probably can't fall asleep. I'm going to put her to sleep watching this flower. Watching the flower bloom. This might have worked because the yellow is so pale. This probably would have worked too, but I'm going with the orange because I'm going to show you guys how to do one with the felt and everything. All right, one more.
At 1:30 Friday afternoon in Australia.
If you orange mesh in the center, would it look like a double daffodil? What is a double daffodil? Sorry, Margaret, honey. I don't know what a double daffodil is. I'm not up on my flowers. I'll have to check the picture of that one out. I know, isn't it pretty just like that? I have to add one more in still, but that's like a great looking flower just like that. Even if you did these and then maybe did this a darker yellow or something in the center, you could leave it just like that. And people would, it still looks like a daffodil. Now I have a whole spot right here that's not filled, but this will fill it in right here. So I used almost 2 rolls. Yeah, you need 2 rolls. I wish they sold mesh like they do broccoli. Like now you can buy just the broccoli crowns, you know, the good meat and potatoes of the broccoli. You have to see the looks I'm getting from these. Well, it's true. I cut the broccoli stems off and I throw them in the garbage. So I don't want to use the inside of the mesh. It's too curly. Oh my God, the look on their faces. My virtual friends know what I'm talking about.
No, they don't. They're all laughing at you.
No, they know what I'm talking about because they hate the middle of the mesh too, or the really inside of the mesh too, because it's too curly. Well, because broccoli, you can either buy the whole broccoli or you can just buy the broccoli crowns, you know, the tree part. Oh my God, the look on Lolly's face right now. I'm an evil scientist, Lolly.
Yeah, Michelle Jonette says you're getting tired.
I am tired. My back is really, really sore. I'm in a lot of pain. Believe it or not, this is what I do when I am in pain. I usually make a wreath like this, but I don't usually sit at the table. I usually am sitting with my feet up in my recliner on my couch. Oh my God, I think I love it like this. So, okay, we're going to put some stuff in the center, but look how pretty this is, just like this. Like, honestly. Now, if you open all these up, Lolly, stop laughing at me. You going on the broccoli crown still? Oh, I really like it like this. Maybe because I'm just done and over this flower, but it's really pretty. Don't film me. You're going to film me and put me all over your stupid Snapchat and everything again.
This is a tutorial.
It is a tutorial.
Oh, we're freaking cutting broccoli.
Broccoli.
Stems.
Yeah, because nobody wants to eat the stems. Well, some people do. Alright, I like it like this. Do we need to put the orange in? I love it like this. Look how pretty that is. Look at this. Babe, zoom up for a sec. I know I didn't have...
You can't. It'll take up the whole...
This flower's big.
Yeah, it's already taking up the whole picture.
You're a big flower. Oh, I gotta see this on the door tomorrow. Anyways, you can leave it like this. I love it like this. I honestly do. I'll have to fluff things open more. But anyways, we're going to make the pistons or the stamens or the whatever they're called. So get your glue gun ready. Oh God, that hurt. Okay, I'm using Ollie Fun. I might not even put some yellow in. I might just use orange. Okay, so I cut my Ollie Fun in a 10 by 10 square. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one piece. I think. What am I doing here, honey? It's there. So I have 2 pieces here. And I'm going to put a bead of glue along the bottom, just a little bit.
Penny wants to see the back.
Okay, hold on, Penny. All right. So it's kind of on the same line as last night's, I hope it's going to be long enough. as last night's center. Let me make sure this is going to be long enough. I'm going to flip this over and glue this. So I have two pieces here. And you can use yellow and orange, you can use white and orange, or you can just use one solid color. You can use deco tubing, whatever you want. Now I'm going to cut down the middle like we did last night, but they're longer strips. I might have to use the styrofoam just because mine are so long. These. So I'm just cutting strips like this down. So I'm cutting where the folded part is, and this is where the glued edge is. You're not cutting on the glued edge, you're cutting on the edge that's folded. So I'm going to finish cutting this, and I'm going to roll it just to see if it's going to be long enough. We just need the orange to peek through just a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to roll this and just to see if it's going to be long enough. Okay, so when you have, because I have two pieces, I'll eventually open this all, take them apart and open it all up like that. But let me just make sure it's going to be tall enough in this mound of stuff. What do you think? I think it's okay. Because you don't want it, you don't want to see the board, and you just want to see a little bit of the piston. So I think I'm good with this.
Stamen.
What's that, hun?
Stamen.
Stamen. Stamina. All right, I'm going to do the same for this second piece, or the second batch. Now I could use, maybe I'll do some, hold on a second. I'm going to experiment.
Rogue.
I'm going rogue. Might as well. I'm pretty much numb right now anyways. My back is just done, so I'm going for it. I'm going to put yellow and orange in the center. Ooh. See how bad I am, honey? Like he cares. He's just like, finish this live so we can go to bed. Let's see. Okay, don't. Oh. See, I knew to do that. Are you even watching me, or are you playing a crossword puzzle?
I'm watching.
Yeah. I'm going to give you questions when we go to bed. Well, that should really work.
Calm down there, Laura.
Why?
You can give me questions when you go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you to see if you were paying attention to my live. Because I know you were doing crossword puzzles.
Regular mash. This is regular mash, right?
Yes, this is just regular mesh. Well, it's regular mesh, but it came in a 10.5-inch roll, which kind of threw me off because I really didn't realize that until I started the live.
2 rolls of 10-inch mesh.
2 rolls of 10-inch mesh, yes. And you can look at pictures of daffodils. There's all different colors and stuff, but I think the norm for people to actually notice that it's a daffodil would be yellow or white. Okay, we're playing here. Maybe I should do the yellow, because the yellow's taller. Okay guys, close your eyes. We're going to see how this works. It might not be pretty. I will glue these, I just want to see what it looks like.
Smash that foil in it.
Oh, yes, it does have foil in it. It's very fine iridescent foil, so it'll look really pretty when I put it on the door tomorrow. But are we yay and nay in the center, the yellow and the orange? I think I like it. What do you guys think? Okay, nobody's saying anything, so we're going for it. All right, so I'm just going to put glue.
Yes, they're loving it.
They're loving it? Okay, good. Put glue on the inside of that. Put my yellow on top of it. So this is Ollie Fun and felt. Oh, there's mesh in my water. All right, and we're gonna roll just like we did last night. Just don't have as many to roll.
Too late orange by itself.
Too late. You didn't speak up sooner.
Well, most of both. It's just Sue. Deanna and Penny like just orange. Oh, and Sue likes just orange. Evelyn wants to drink.
I want to drink too, Evelyn. All right. I'll make sure this end has lots of glue. Close pin.
You're getting lots of just the orange.
What, hon?
I says, now you're getting lots of there.
Too late, people. Where were you when I asked you? You snoozing. All right, while this is drying, I'm going to start opening these.
A Tahiti daffodil has orange and yellow.
Oh, there we go. See, I'm making a Tahiti one. You guys didn't even know it. Thank you, whoever said that. Peggy. Thanks, Peggy.
I'd like to go to Tahiti.
Pardon, honey?
I'd like to go to Tahiti.
Right now, we would like to go anywhere but here. The Ollie Fun's okay. I think I like the thickness of the felt, though. It makes it stand up a little better. Not that it matters, because once we stick it in the center, it's going to stand up anyways, but... Okay. We'll give it a shake.
You put an elastic around the bottom to hold it together.
Yeah, you could do that too. That's a good idea. Usually I make it a little bit bigger too, but I just don't feel like it tonight. Yeah, good tutorial. Glad for joining us. Okay, so you can either glue this onto a styrofoam piece, because usually I make them a little bit bigger, like I said. But this trumpet is so full, I really don't need to. And then you're gonna push all this back and try and get that styrofoam in there. But I'm not doing that tonight. I'm actually just gonna put hot glue around the bottom of the felt and actually just stick it and glue it, because I'm using Gorilla Glue. Okay, and we all know I love my Gorilla Glue. So let's pull these back. Stay with me, I'm almost done. You guys aren't going to want to miss this. It's big business here. Pull this back as much as you can. And I'm using, like I said, I'm using Gorilla Glue, so I'm really confident that it's going to stay for me. Now, if you want to use E6000, I have some of that somewhere around here. There's my tube of E6000. This is pretty mangled up. This stuff works amazing as well. It takes a while to dry, so if you want to use Gorilla Glue plus the E6000, the Gorilla Glue will adhere right away, and then the E6000 will make sure it never comes apart. Okay. So you can see the very middle of the board, and that's where I'm going to put some glue. I gotta stand up my legs. Uh-oh, she's standing up now.
Means business.
I mean business. So you can see the center of the board there. right in the center is where we're going to put some glue. I'm actually going to put some hot glue, and I'm going to put some E6000 like I just said. I just have to get the top of it unplugged because I lost the cap. There we go. So I'm going to put some E6000, and you don't need a lot of this stuff. You just got to be careful when using this, especially if you're using it with not this styrofoam. This styrofoam is good, but that soft styrofoam, E6000 will eat through it. And so will spray paint. Just an FYI. Okay. Then I'm going to put some hot glue, a whole bunch, just right in the center of this. And I'm going to take my stamen, and I'm going to put it right in the center, and I'm going to hold it right there. Now you can, mine's too short. Normally when I make them a little longer, you can cut slits in the bottom of there and kind of, I don't know, open up. So it's too late now, but you can put 2 slits in the bottom and kind of fold it out so you can, it kind of rests on the bottom of the board. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but kind of opens up. Okay, that sucker's on there. All right, we're almost done. Thank God. Actually, I must admit, I haven't done one of these since last summer. And I had to rewatch the video because the board is different. And I had to tweak different things to accommodate the board. All right, I'm good with that. All right, now we're just I'm going to separate and fluff this trumpet. Now these big petals, you can leave them as is if you want. Like nobody's going to be able to know the difference. But when I was making them in the summer, I kind of folded the sides down and glued them to the board, and each side, so it looked like, you know what, I'm going to do one. Okay, put some glue on the board. Okay, fold this in and push it down. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. So this hole is pretty much the meeting point for these 2 petals. So I'm going to put glue just along the side of that outer hole, fold this down just a little bit, fold it over, and butt it up against that petal. So you can see there's a little seam there, but it looks like it's one piece. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right in there and hold it together, just like that. Probably put a clothespin there. Pinch it. Oh, that didn't work. All right. So again, do the same thing over here. You know what? If you're going to do something, you might as well do it right, right? That's what I say all the time, don't I, Lolly? If you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. Okay. There's one side. I'm going to put some glue on the other side of that hole. Fold it in and butt the 2 against each other. Just like that. Alright. We'll do this side. It's 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Whoa! I should be in bed by now. Okay, there we go. That one.
And the new people are sitting there going, is that Christmas Carol?
It's Christmas Carol. It's our Christmas clock. We like it so much we can't put it away. So I'm fluffing this all open. Looks like a big old ruffle. Okay, so,
Would you spray that afterwards?
oh, most definitely.
With what kind of spray?
Yeah, anything with a UV in it. Now, if I made the center, these piston thingies, if I made them out of stamen, whatever, if I made them out of like a deco tubing, the whole thing would be plastic. You'd have no problem putting it outside, right into the weather. But I used felt. If I used all of Olifun, you could use that outside as well. But I would definitely spray it with some UV spray because the sun will fade it. So Krylon, I think it's Krylon. They're on my website where it says Lori's Tools. I actually have I think it's a Krylon spray because that's the normal I use. And it's got a UV in it, so it's clear, it's non-yellowing, and it's got UV in it. Give it a good spray. You don't want to do all this work and then have it fade to white, because that will probably what happen. Now, and it all depends too on what quality mesh you use. Again, I'm going to refer to my pool wall, which I'm going to have to bring you guys out to the back. My pool, back end of my pool, and I did the whole lattice fence in flowers, these wreath flowers, and I did them in hot pinks and turquoise with yellow centers and everything. So they all matched, but they were all different flowers. And I sprayed some of them with UV spray. I sprayed some of them with sunscreen, and I sprayed the good, really, really good quality mesh. I sprayed with nothing. And I was just doing a little tester on my own. And the really good quality mesh, which was my turquoise, did not fade whatsoever. It is still vibrant turquoise. So I was like really impressed. The ones I sprayed with sunscreen, they were pink ones. Ooh, pink, and they're almost white now. So the sunscreen, nah, it didn't, there's still a little bit of pink. The ones I sprayed with Krylon spray, they are white-ish, but they're not as white. Like the mesh didn't turn as white as the sunscreen did. But the good quality mesh, I didn't spray at all, and it's still vibrant blue. Maybe tomorrow I'll go Facebook Live before I head down to the office and show you guys this pool wall. If you scroll back in pictures from last summer, you'll probably see it. It's really, really cool. Like I made stems coming down them and like green grass on the bottom of the lattice and everything. But it's a good like idea for a little girl's room or something to decorate, is make like a garden wall of wreath flowers. I know they do it with paper flowers, but wreath flowers will last a little longer. So I'm just buttoning these together so they are, and they're folded in a bit. It just makes like a more complete, nice looking flower. And you need to have patience with this flower, that is for sure. Is there anybody still making one with me? Or did you guys give up?
I think everybody's going to bed.
But I told you it would turn out really nice. It really did. It's work.
A lot of people saying good night.
Yeah, it's work. But if you can get it down pat, you'll probably be the only one around that will make a big daffodil. Now, like I said, the daffodil represents a lot of things. Cancer, the Cancer Society, everything. So if you can get your daffodil down pat, you can have some businesses wanting to purchase them. Or even make yourself feel better and donate them to a cancer center or something. All right, I think we're done. Thank God. I think I'm done, honey. Stick a fork in me. And then I'm just opening these up. Okay, are you guys ready for the reveal? After all that work and all that watching you just did. Ready? I'm not loving the center right now, but I'll fix it in the morning. Like I always do, on my door. Okay.
How deep is it when it's finished? Concerned about it fitting between storm doors.
Well, I'll let you know in the morning.
21-inch max, that'd be a little too big, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 21-inch mesh will be way too big. Here we go. This is, now again, you can make these smaller. You don't have to make them as ginormous as I did. And you can make, if you split this in half, you can do the trumpet part smaller. Okay, I was doing a tutorial, so I made it big.
No leaves?
No leaves. I've never seen a daffodil with leaves. You can put leaves on it if you want. I'm not doing any green leaves. I like it just like it is. And there we go. Oh, I forgot to put my hanging thing in, didn't I? We need a hanging. So you're going to go through the 2 holes here for your hanging. I'm using a zip tie. You can use string or twine or whatever you want. Alright, there's the back. So you can see we used every other hole on section 2, every hole in section 3, and every hole in section 4. And then there's the front.
You look blurry. I don't know if it's because of the internet or because I'm getting old and got old eyes.
Am I look blurry?
Could be just my eyes. I don't know.
Oh. Anyways, that is the daffodil, guys. I am going to have